just some extra caffeine. Late night adventures on the gridiron, and we all know anything can happen when you kick off after dark. Welcome to the home of the Baylor Bears, McLean Stadium on the banks of the Brazos in Waco, Texas. As we'll see a squad from the Big 12, the Cincinnati Bearcats, taking on another team from the Big 12 in an intra-conference matchup, the Baylor Bears. For EA Sports College Football, Reese Davis with you alongside David Pollack and Jesse Palmer. Time to get this game started. They're going to try an onside kick on the opening kickoff. They were ready for the onside kick and executed perfectly, and they secure the football.
And these coaches talked about being aggressive, and they were. First quarter, you're going with the onside already. I would say it's a little bit careless, a little bit reckless. Onside kicks are not high percentage, but they went for it, they failed, and now let's see how they respond.
Great place to start for this offense. Back to throw, it's Robertson. Caught behind the line, it's Washington. And he's able to shed one tackle and pick up pretty good yardage.
You know, it's funny, I know running backs oftentimes are afterthoughts when it comes to the passing game, but when you think about it, this guy's been making people miss his entire life taking handoffs. So why wouldn't you try to get him involved in the passing game as well? You just saw in that last play how dangerous he is after the catch.
Complete to the right. Good job running that route to get past the sticks because he got nothing after the catch.
Well, that receiver, he knew he had to get his head turned around quickly. He's running the crow route against zone coverage, but he knows his quarterback is going to be firing that ball into him. It's a rocket pass. He's able to make the catch and get the first.
Out of the gun, the inside handoff to the running back. And he runs into a wall, maybe got it back to the line of scrimmage.
It's hard to run on a defense that comes off the ball like that and runs to the football like that. Good luck. No holes anywhere.
Lost one on that last one. It's 2nd and 11. Looking to fire. Grabbed in the backfield. It's Washington. He's guided out of bounds. They'll mark it at the 6-yard line, and this defense has to be reeling.
And that's why if you're the offensive coordinator, you've got to find as many ways as possible to get this guy going. Just get him the ball close to the line of scrimmage. Doesn't need to be a throw deep down the field. He's so dynamic when he has the ball in his hands. You saw it right there.
They'll send the back in motion. From the gun. He wants it all. Touchdown, Bears! Quick strike through the air for the score. Getting ready for the extra point after the first score of the game. And the extra point is good, and it's 7-0. That dude's really big. How in the world did they lose him?
Because down here he does a lot of blocking, and you play a lot of man coverage in the red zone. And what do? You peek in the backfield, and you lose the big fella. I don't know how he lost that big of a guy, but he lost his.
Not a lot of space to be found. Good hustle by the coverage team, and they stop him at the 21.
Man, it's nice when you can depend on your big boys up front to make a lane, and you get 5 or 6 yards. You get 5 or 6 yards a pop. You move the ball down the field easily, and more importantly, can get this defense to be more aggressive, to bring DBs close to the line of scrimmage, and then that might open up some big plays down the field.
Halfway there on first down, it's 2nd and 5. Might be calling a hot route. Using his legs, it's Flyer. He'll push his way out to the 38, pick up a 3.
Man, it's really hard to control the running game if you don't control the line of scrimmage. And how about the defensive line doing a great job attacking those guys up front, not open up lanes to run through. Nice job just nullifying that run altogether.
And the Bearcats are at the line looking to convert on 3rd and short. They'll stick to the ground looking for the marker. He moves the chains and they'll mark the ball at the 33.
Yeah, nice job dialing up that short yardage situation play call there, David. They needed 1 yard, and they picked up 2.
Yeah, great job up front. Great job by the back knowing where they need to go. Nice having a hole where you can get through and not have to just do it all on your own as a running back.
Looking for a man. It's Sorsby. The sweet feet buy a little time. Quarterback got it himself. He turns this into a nice gain and gets down to avoid the hit.
He does a good job of dropping back, going through his progressions. Nothing there. What do? Go get some yardage. Make it positive. Don't sit back in the pocket and force something into a bad situation or take a sack. Great job making something out of nothing.
Been showing them the run. Now they'll throw it. Got it in the middle. It's Allen. They make the stop, but not before they do their work up top and pick up a 1st down.
Well, this offense knew coming into this game they wanted to try to attack the middle of the field in the passing game, and they're able to execute the in route there.
The Bearcats will line it up on 1st and 10. Out of the gun, the running back has it. Can't get him to the ground. Got the 1st down and still on his feet. And they'll finally get him down after a terrific pickup.
1st down, physicality wins football games. Being able to run the football and create balance. And right here, just choose up another 1st down. Gives you another chance to maybe continue to run the football.
And I feel like this guy, too, is just an explosive play waiting to happen. His vision, his quickness, and he's got a burst. If you give this guy just a crease, he's going to hit it. Right now, he's doing some damage on this defense.
Sometimes it's easy for the receiver to get lost running a drag through all that traffic, Jesse.
Yeah, and this is a receiver too, Reese, who's dangerous once he has the football in his hands. So I like the idea on offense of trying to get this guy the ball quickly to see what he can do out once he has it.
Makes the grab on the left. Turning it on. It's a fumble. Once that ball was loose, offense didn't have a chance. Defenders everywhere. It's a turnover.
And that's a huge play by the defense. Great job and great effort getting to the ball carrier and swatting at the football, knocking it out, and then falling on a massive fumble recovery.
We'll see what they can do on this drive as it starts at the 8. Off the play fake on 1st down. To throw. Gonna take a shot at this DB. Makes the grab down the left side. They bring it down, but the big play will move the sticks.
As a head coach, you love it when your quarterback is locked in early. Opening drive, throws a touchdown pass. Really nice throw on that last play. Here in the 2nd drive, he's firing on all cylinders. You can tell this guy did his homework coming into this game, and right now it's paying off.
That'll put a smile on the OC's face to get a little breathing room. Now it's 1st and 10 from the 38. They'll rip off 8 on that play. It's 2nd and 2.
Really good offenses are able to attack short. You've got to be able to attack the whole field to make you honor that underneath part, then the intermediate part, and then you take shots down the field. This will loosen up some shots for later in the game.
Looking to throw, it's Robertson. Grab near the marker, it's Hawkins. At the 45, he's loose. There he goes to the right. And he just kept running, and he ran away from the crowd, and he'll take it in. Touchdown, Baylor! When that receiver got free, it was all over.
And it's so nice to have a receiver like this as a quarterback because you pad my stats. I like those long touchdown passes where I just threw it really short, and he did the rest of the work.
That's the end of the quarter, and it's Baylor holding the edge. And they were able to build that lead into double figures. Let's take a quick look at our early stats before we move on. Just about ready to get things started here in the second. We'll see if they continue to flex that muscle. Coming out with it, it's Wilson. Gets it out to the 20, about 5 yards short of where he'd be if he had just taken a knee in the end zone. Here comes the Cincinnati offense back on the field. Now we'll get a chance to see if they can answer that last score, trailing by 14, Jesse.
Yeah, and at this point in the game, I feel like offensively, you should go back to what's been working for you in this game. Don't be afraid to dial up plays that you've already had success with, running it and throwing it. It's okay to repeat plays down 14 at this point.
And I would also say, Palmer, kind of understanding that my defense is not playing great. So I know offensively, I got to put some good possessions together here, make something happen on this side of the field.
And back to the air on second down. Grabbed over the middle. It's Allen. Oh, he's got some space. And I wasn't sure they were going to be able to catch, and they finally did, but they gave up a huge play.
I know this isn't the start the offense wanted. They don't have any points so far in this game, but sometimes it just takes one explosive play to turn things around. And after that beautiful completion deep for the offense, that should give them a little confidence, a little momentum. They've now got us to be able to score points on this drive.
And maybe he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that.
Stopping the run is about physicality. It's about I'm bigger than you, I'm stronger than you up front. Really nice job by the defense, showing their strength, bowing up, stuffing the run.
Myers to the big fella. All the way down to the 25-yard line. They move the sticks. It's first down.
Well, it wasn't a great start for this quarterback, but on this drive, he seems to be turning the corner. He just looks like he's playing in a different rhythm. He's seeing the field better. It's almost as if the game is starting to slow down for him. I think on that last completion, it was a good example of it.
Back in motion, try to clear the picture. To the air, it's Sorsby. Got him downfield. He hauled that one in and got it down to the 15-yard line.
The big fella, the tight end, the wide receiver in a tight end's body going up and making a catch.
And the Bearcats come to the line with a fresh set of downs. Quarterback may change this route. Now from inside the red zone. And he throws down the gut of the defense. It's incomplete.
The offense just has not been able to find a way to get their rhythm going here in the first half. We just haven't seen it in the passing game. That was a really good example of it again. If they're going to score more points in the second half, they've got to make some adjustments here at halftime.
He's got him still on his feet. They get it down to the 7 on that pass play in prime position for a score.
This defense has owned the first half. They've given up some yards on this drive. Big third down coming. You've built a little bit of a lead. Try to force the field goal. Don't give up the big play here, and you've had a great first half.
What a job up front, and he'll lose a yard on that one.
Great team defense on that run play. Everybody doing their job. People winning their one-on-ones, D linemen staying in their gaps, linebackers and DBs filling. You just can't do it better.
Will try to pick it up on fourth down. He'll try to throw and pick up the first down. Drilled as he throws, and they stop him on fourth down with the heat.
Nice job by the defense. Great pass defense, getting in the lanes, doing a really good job understanding they were going to throw the football in this fourth down. They played it well. Incomplete pass. Defense turns to offense.
They've got a little time here to put together a productive drive late in the half. Back to pass, it's Robertson. Fires to the tight end. He'll get it out to the 25, not bothered at all being backed up, and they've got a first down. That throw and catch, a really good example of why coaches don't want a quarterback to get stuck on a particular target, isn't it, David?
Yep, that's exactly right. Find the guy who's open, because you got so many guys that have so much speed that can do so much damage on the field. Find my matchup, get it to him, let him do the rest.
That's the kind of play that can really get you going as they get it out to the 36. Down to 2 minutes before the half, and they'll take the timeout and see if they can add a little more before the break. They'll snap it from the 36. They've got a first down. They'll give it to him again. That's a fumble. Defense scoops it up, and he's headed the other way. Racing down the left side. Touchdown, Bearcats! And they turn it into a defensive score.
You practice these moments as a defense, but you never know when they're going to come to fruition. But how about it? The scoop, the ball's on the turf. They scoop it up. They take it. The defense takes care of business and said, offense, we don't need you. We'll put points on the board.
Might have to give that coach a flag and a whistle. He was right on in his view of the play, and the officials agree and overturn the call. Working well behind the sticks on second down. Looking to throw, it's Robertson. Got the quick pass. Breaks into the open. And they exploited that soft spot, and they get it down to the 35.
Man, this offense is so dangerous, Reese. They've got dudes all over the field that can make plays. There's a big gainer in the pass game.
You get a chunk of yards like that, now the defense is really on its heels. They're down to the 35 on 1st and 10. Looking downfield on 1st down. Grab near the sticks. It's Talkin. And he gets the first down, but man, did he get the hit stick laid on his noggin.
How about this offense? They're rolling. They got a couple first downs together. Defense. Next, what's your response? What do you got? You got to make some adjustments here.
And the Bears will have it 1st and 10. He's got it on the right. They'll get it down to the 8-yard line on that throw and catch, and the defense is backed up against the wall. We've got a timeout here late in the first half, and they'll try to get more points on the board before the break. Operating in the red zone here on 2nd down. He's brought down at the 6, but the defense feeling the heat to make a stop here. The defense uses their 2nd timeout of the half as they try to get their act together. Here's 1st and goal, and they could go to the locker room with a huge cushion. Quarterback on the keeper. And he'll finish the run at the end zone. Touchdown Bears!
defense really needed to stop there. They needed to create some momentum, get the ball back to the offense before the half. But the offense does their job, and they continue to pile on, continue to create momentum. There's going to have to be some questions answered in half with this squad because it's been a struggle in the first half.
The returner will field it and bring it back. Not a lot of space to be found. Good hustle by the coverage team, and they stop him at the 21. They come to the line for the first play of the drive, snapping it from the 21. Dropping back, it's Sorsby. That's caught. It's Walker. He goes out of bounds right at the 37-yard line. A good, productive play there to get things going. They've done a really good job identifying mismatches when they find one out of the backfield there.
Reese, I really don't think it's that hard. My guy is better than yours. Find the matchup across the field. Running back's got some speed. Get it in his hands quickly. Throw it to him fast. Let him make somebody miss against a slower guy that's usually a linebacker.
Here comes the heat. And he tried to string out that run, but there was nowhere to turn it upfield, and he's forced out of bounds for a loss. The Bearcats have put themselves in dire straits after that last play. It's 2nd and a mile. Wants to throw. They'll have to be efficient against the clock. Got his man to the left. Knocked down immediately, but a big gain down to the 45. The offense burns its 3rd and final timeout of the half. Time dwindling away as they try to put points on the board right before the half. Making side adjustments here. Wants to go up top on 1st down. Looking to scramble. On the run deep down the right side. That should be the final play of the first half. So that's going to do it here in the first half. Stay tuned for the halftime break. Stadium buzzing, kickoff team on the field, and we are ready to get this thing started. Fielded in the end zone, it's Wilson. He's brought down at the 16, would have been much better off to take the touchback. Bearcat offense ready to go back to work. They start this 3rd quarter in a big hole, and they have to start climbing out right now.
And they're going to have to be really aggressive. It's like this offense, when I'm playing from behind, every possession means so much more. And if you look the other side, the defense, they haven't given much resistance.
Yeah, nothing has gone their way in the first half offensively. And you know now, based on how this defense is playing with their confidence, that you are going to be challenged on every single snap. So buckle up, get your...
And he's all bottled up, and now it's worse. The ball's loose. Oh, the offense fortunate to fall on that one, and they'll live to fight another play.
Woo. Deep breath, right, man? You fumble that thing, you cough it up, you're like, oh, I really appreciate you, brother. I can't tell you how much I thank you because the coaches would have been all over me, but big-time break for the offense.
Now a lot of work to do to move the chains, keep this drive alive after that earlier sack. Quarterback making adjustments. On 3rd and long, doesn't need to take the check down. Finds a man on the left. He goes out of bounds right at the 37-yard line. A good, productive play there to get things going.
Really nice poise by the quarterback on that throw. He's obviously backed up deep in his own end. He knows he can't take a sack, but all of his focus is downfield on coverage. He finds the matchup he wanted, and it's an explosive play for the offense through the air.
Good timing on the quick out.
Yeah, and he runs a quick out route, and this is a timing route. Quarterback has to trust him, throw him the football. You can tell they've thrown this a time or two. Nice job, nice success.
And the Bearcats in a good spot here with 2nd and short. Looking for a man. It's Sorsby. Bringing the heat. Can't find a man, and he'll be knocked down to the 40.
Nice coverage on the back end. Great job. Nothing open right away. The QB holds the ball in the pocket, and the pass rush finally gets home. Sometimes it's the DBs doing great work. Sometimes it's the defensive lineman winning up front.
Now a lot of work to do to move the chains, keep this drive alive after that earlier sack. To throw for it. Makes the catch. It's Walker. And the completion gives him a fresh set of downs and keeps this drive moving. The Bearcats want to move quickly.
The offense really struggled in the first half of this game, so it was important coming out of halftime. They were able to generate some momentum and get some rhythm offensively. And right now they look like they have it on this drive. Great news to see the quarterback make that last throw there to pick up the first down. They need him to play great in the second half.
And the Bearcats with myriad options after that big pickup on first down. Quarterback making checks. Second down, they'll go to the air. Caught near the sticks. It's Caldwell. All the way down to the 27-yard line before they get him out of bounds, and this offense is threatening.
I think this receiver's forte is his route running. He's a guy that can line up all over the field, but it's not just catching post routes and goes. This guy can run shallows, he can run slants, he can run the option routes and find soft spots in the defense. This guy really has all the routes in his toolbox.
Dropping back, it's Sorsby. He's moving out of the pocket. The defense forced the quarterback out of bounds before he could get rid of it. Had to take the loss.
What a nice answer by this defense. You give up the big play, you respond right back, you get the sack, create some momentum for your side. Nice job by this defense staying with it.
The Bearcats with a long way to go after the loss on the last play. Wants to fire on second down. Oh, they're after him. Catch in the middle, it's Walker. They'll finally put the brakes on him at the 3. A big throw, catch and run on that one.
Well, Reese, you and I were talking about this before the game. How is this defense going to be able to deal with all the speed they have offensively? You saw them just rip off a big play.
And Jesse, now their head's spinning just a little bit. Give up a big chunk play, and it's right back at them. Looking to the end zone. Can't make the grab as he was going for 6 right there.
And they could have flipped that field in a hurry, right? They've given up some yards. They're sitting in their own red zone. A chance to make a big play. Yeah, he could have made that interception and could have flipped this field.
Fires into the end zone. Touchdown, Cincinnati. Fitted in the window for the score.
You get down here on this part of the field, and the field shrinks so much. You play so aggressive, and you're playing all eyeballs on the run, and a nice sleight of hand by the offense. Bring out the play action. He hits his guy right behind where the guys are supposed to be. They come up to play the run, out of position, touchdown for the offense.
Let's see if they can roll snake eyes in a good way and get the deuce. Sends it back in motion. Looking to pass. It's Sorsby. And And he got smacked just as he released the pass. It's incomplete. The kickoff unit is out there, and boy, did that last drive quiet this crowd. On the run from inside his own 5. And they'll haul down the returner to start us on the next drive. Good news, I guess. A lot of room to work with as they start this drive from their own 15. Motion from the wide receiver. From the gun, they'll give it on the inside. Nudges ahead for 1 out to the 16.
And I think this has probably been the most surprising thing of this game so far. This guy's one of the best running backs in the entire country. They just can't get him going. He's never been able to get into a rhythm. You got to give the defense so much credit because they have been able to shut this guy down, and they got to keep that up here in the second half.
After picking up a couple at 2nd and 8. Ball with the run. There he goes. Stopped at about the 25-yard line, but it'll be a first down.
This shouldn't be a surprise to anybody. If you've got the lead in the 3rd quarter and you want to keep it, you got to bleed the clock. Best way to do that, run the football. And you're now seeing this offense call these run plays back to back. They are trying to be physical. They're trying to stay on the field.
He's going for it all. He's got it inside the 25. And the tackle is made, but not before that completion gets them 30+. These two quarterbacks have produced as we check out their numbers after 3. So first down will open up the final period. They'll go to the ground. Noses his way forward, maybe gets 1. They'll mark it at the 18.
And that run really didn't go anywhere. And a lot of times we don't focus on it enough. But how important those 5 guys are up front. To get on those defensive linemen, to try to move them out of the way, to get a run game going, it squarely falls on the shoulder of those 5 offensive linemen.
Under fire. Grab behind the line. It's Prentice. Hard running there. Just shedding tackles. He's brought down, but he's got him inside the 10. First and goal from the 8.
Well, there's an example of the quarterback just creating on the fly because I think that was supposed to go to the running back on a screen, and he just saw an open guy downfield and said, I don't know, I'm just going to throw it down to this dude. He's wide open. I know it's not how we drew it up, but we'll take it.
And if they can find the end zone here, that might be all she wrote. First and goal. Looking to get it in. And he'll step out of bounds after a very productive play.
The offense trying to throw it there quickly down close to the goal line. Nice job by the defense tackling the catch.
They pushed it ahead to the 4. They'll try to cash in on 2nd and goal. The give on the inside. Touchdown, Baylor! And the beatdown has ensued. Lining up for the PAT. Follow the blocker. The offensive line will take you to the hallelujah land.
And I tell you what, most of the time, Reese, it requires a little bit of skill to find that hole, slither through a little crack. That was not a crack. That was wide open. Didn't take a lot of vision because the blocking was outstanding.
And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. Here comes the Cincinnati offense back on the field. Looking to throw, it's Sorsby. Working that left side now. He goes out of bounds, maybe a step shy of the 40. They're going to mark it at the 39, and a really nice pickup there. They'll snap it from the 39, 1st and 10. Looking to throw on first down. He fires one deep down the right side. He got loose all lost it. Finally dragged down at the 32.
This defense better not blink. I know they've got a lead here in the fourth quarter, but just look at who they're going against. This quarterback is one of the best in the nation. They cannot rest on their laurels. Someone's going to have to make a play.
Quarterback adjusting the pattern. Looking to throw on first down. Here's a hit. Takes a hit as he fires.
And that's just the kind of game it's been for this quarterback in this offense. You've got a great game plan all week long. You're watching it throughout practice. You think you're going to have a chance to light up the scoreboard, but they're just not able to hook up. You've got to give this defense a ton of credit. They've done a great job in coverage. They've been breaking on passes. They've had their number, and that's why they're leading by as much as they are.
Off the play fake. And that's going to be incomplete. A lot of contact on the play, but no flags. It'll be third down.
At this point of the game in the fourth quarter, it is going to be tough for this offense to get some completions here because now, trailing by this much, the defense is expecting pass, and they're putting a whole bunch of extra DBs on the field to help them out in coverage.
On target to the left. Picks up enough to give them 1st and 10 from the 13. And the Bearcats headed quickly to the line. Gets the back moving. From the red zone, he's going to throw it. And it's caught! Touchdown, Bearcats! They score for the big fella here. Why are tight ends so effective in the red zone?
Well, these aren't the guys that are going to burn by you and go for 70 most of the time, but when you can use their big-bodied frames, threaten them to run the football and be a blocker in the running game, and now you slip them in the secondary, make that big play.
Barrels ahead. Big-time play by the defense. He'll lose 4. The kickoff team will come out after they turn in a score on that last drive. He'll bring it out. It's Cameron. Pulled down at the 18, and the decision to bring it out of the end zone was not a good one. Here comes the Bear offense. They cashed in on a short field last time they had it, and now they'll go to work from their own end. And he is stopped immediately by the big defensive lineman.
I know exactly what I have to do here. Defensively, we've got to get the stop. So we're playing run. We're selling out to run because we're thinking they're going to run the football, and we got 3 timeouts. Let's use them wisely. Let's use those timeouts, save as much clock as we can so our offense has some time on the clock to do some damage when they get the football back.
To the air, it's Robertson. Throws to the tight end. A strike downfield. They finally get to him, but what a play there to pick up the first down.
A little bit surprising, not going to lie. You've got a big lead like this late in the game, and you're still throwing for it and being aggressive, but hey, man, it's working. And if it's working, keep calling him, I guess.
First down from the 43-yard line. The give and tick, 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 tick. And he runs through 1 tackle and picks up a few.
And I just love when running backs make those decisions. And when they get close to the sideline, some will take that advantage and step out of bounds not to get hit. But I love when they do like this and stick your foot in the ground, get downhill, get some positive yards because it helps your offense on the next down.
They'll try the run. And he's almost to that first down marker there saying he's a little bit short. They might want to bring out the sticks and measure, but it looks as if he'll be just short of the first down. The Bears lining up, just needing a few tough inches on third down. To the ground to try to pick up the first.
Well, this is a defense that we know takes tons of pride in stopping the run. That's where it all starts and ends with them, and you saw a great effort on that last play.
They already have a comfortable lead, up by multiple possessions, but they're going to go for it here on fourth down. Trying to get it to the marker. And he'll go down, but he delivered the business end of his stiff arm to that defender on the way.
How about that fourth down? I'm going for it because I'm ending this game with my offense on the field, getting the first down, and now Palmer just watching it go tick, tick, tick.
Yep. Listen, it's just imposing your will, right? You know you're running it. The opponent knows you're running it there on fourth down. There's just nothing they can do to stop it.
Smart offense. I love it, man. Make them use that timeout. Run the football. I can run the football and let that clock now tick inside of a minute. I'm in great situation to win this football game. Just be smart and keep that thing running.
Quarterback will take a knee. The defense can stop it one more time, but we are close to being all she wrote. American sports feels the pressure or the weight on their shoulders like a quarterback. Hopes and dreams of an entire fan base of teams ride on whether their signal caller can lead them to glory. And boy, what a matchup of two elite dudes we have in this one. Welcome everyone to the home of the Oregon Ducks, the House of Loud, Autzen Stadium in Eugene. As we'll see, the number 10 team in the country, the Alabama Crimson Tide, taking on the 4th-ranked team in the land, the Oregon Ducks. Glad to have you with us for EA Sports College Football. I'm Reese Davis, David Pollack and Jesse Palmer with me in the booth. Guys, we are ready to tee it up. And the Ducks will get us underway with the opening kickoff. He'll bring it out. It's Williams. Didn't find any crease in that kickoff coverage. Stopped at the 17. This is what we expected. This crowd ready to make its presence known. Back to throw, it's Russell. Looking left. That pass incomplete. The defense got a hand on it.
This is the matchup everyone was excited to see in this football game, and it doesn't take long to get to it. One of the best receivers in the game, one of the best corners in the game, one-on-one, quarterback taking a shot, and early on, it's the corner who wins, knocking it away for the incompletion. That won't be the last time these two guys go toe-to-toe, but this is where your eyes need to be all game long.
Second down. Makes the grab. It's Bernard. Makes the grab almost to the first down marker, but a good pickup on that one.
I think quarterback dropping back, understanding I'm getting zone coverage. All I got to do is be a little bit patient, manipulate that defense a little bit. My wide receiver runs that drag, and I get the first down.
The power of Autzen Stadium on full display. The House of Loud is deafening on this. Ball is loose. Picks up the ball and tries to make something of it. They knock him down finally, but boy, he was trying to make something out of that, and he stopped short of the first down marker.
Great job by the defense, forcing the fumble, but a bad, unfortunate bounce. The offense pounces back on it.
The Tide will punt it away. They'll boot it away for the first time tonight. We've got a timeout from the kicking team. Tide will bring the punt team on the field. They'll boot it into the night sky for the first time. They snapped it to the up end. He's on the run. Makes him talk to the hand.
I love the aggressive nature. They told us coming into this game they were just going to let everything go. And here we are in the first drive of the game. They line up in the punt formation, and they fake it. Not just that, they pick it up. This drive is staying alive. I love it.
You can barely hear yourself thinking here as they're trying to get this defense off to a good start. Miller with the ball. Turning it on. Gets it to the 42-yard line, and that's a first down.
Really good-looking run. You think about the legacy Alabama has at the running back position. It's ridiculous. Mark Ingram won a Heisman, obviously. Derrick Henry, Josh Jacobs. I'm going to go back to Sean Alexander, who I played against back in the day, too. All these guys had speed. All these guys had vision and quickness. And this guy right here, he has all of those traits himself. Just another big-time talent in the Crimson Tide backfield.
Looking downfield, it's Russell. Hit hard just as he released it on first down and just couldn't get it to the receiver.
I don't know about the decision that time by the quarterback. He may have been expecting man coverage, but that time the defense was in zone, and they did a really nice job closing the window. The intended target was not open, and that's why that one fell incomplete.
Second and long. Wants to go up top. Shoots it to the left. Intercepted, and the first drive ends with a pick. And on the interception return, he'll finally be stopped at the 33.
That's kind of a double whammy for this offense, because on their opening drive, not only did they turn it over with the interception, but they've now set their defense up in a really tough spot deep in their own end.
Couldn't ask for better starting field position for this offense. Off the play fake on first down to throw. Going for a big play right off the bat. Throw to the end zone, picked off. Takes it the other way. Oh, the ball's out after that big play.
I gotta tell you, man, I'm impressed. Not with the throw, not with the decision, but how the offense flew around after the interception, getting to the ball, David, and creating that fumble.
And I think the QB breathing a big sigh of relief. You thought you made a game-changing pick, but how about flying to the football, like you said, making the tackle, getting the football out, recovering it, and, getting a first down. That's how you do it.
They'll run play action. Intercepted. A first half turnover can swing momentum.
Man, another mistake by this. Listen, he is an elite quarterback. He's really, really good. He's pressing too much. Jesse, the number one job of a quarterback, you better protect the football. I don't care how good you are, you better protect it.
Yeah, you just got to take what the defense is giving you, and I agree, David. It looks like right now he's trying to force the big play instead of just checking it down or throwing away. He's got to do a better job working through his progressions right now. He's got tons of talent, but he's making bad decisions.
Defense fills those gaps. He's got one to the 28.
The big fella in the middle, man. Those defensive tackles, they go such a long way in deciding and really stopping the other team's run game. Just forcing contact with those guards and those centers, owning the line of scrimmage, and getting running backs on the ground.
Now adjusting. Fires to the wideout. Wide open downfield. And they get him down at the 43, but this is the kind of explosive play you want to build on. High-flying pass catchers and the Crimson Tide. That combination wasn't right at the top of your mind, say, 30 years ago.
No, it used to be run, run, more run, and you've seen over the years they've opened it up, the playbook, and they've brought in dudes. They've had some guys that can fly, and receivers winning Heisman trophies, like so many game breakers on the outside that make big plays in this offense.
The Crimson Tide could get very aggressive here on second and inches. Here's the pressure. On a little time, lets it go. Can't make the connection, and the defense putting on the heat and forcing the incompletion.
And there's an example of what happens when the quarterback doesn't have a chance to set his feet. The pressure just forced him to have to work off schedule a little bit. And I think because of that, wasn't able to be as accurate as he wanted to be.
How can a stadium this size make so much noise? You can't hear yourself think on third down here in Austin. And he'll have to check his fillings after that lick, but he did get the first down.
And that's so tough as a defense because they only got to get inches. But I got to find a way to somehow get a knockback, stop the running back's feet right there. I couldn't do it. He gets downhill just enough, and he gets the first down.
It's a good job, too, there on third down by the offense because a major statistic in football in terms of winning and losing.
Oh, he's got some space. Drag down, but they'll move the the sticks for a first down.
Look, I know this offense didn't have the opening drive of the game they would have liked, but the defense now came away with a massive takeaway. Now you're seeing how that affects the offense. They're playing with a little bit of a pep in the step. Nice throw there, getting the first down. This offense all of a sudden looks a whole lot different than what they did the last time out.
Runs for the tackle. He fights his way forward, gets away from one, but not much doing on that one.
Well, this defense knew coming into the game they were going to see some of these jet sweeps, and they were ready that time. Great job communicating before the snap. Everybody had their eyes in the right place, and they're able to tackle the receiver for a loss.
Lost yardage on that last one. It's 2nd and 11. Looking downfield, it's Russell. Interception for the Crimson Tide. And Bama has a few ball hawks in this secondary. Might be putting old Hootie Ingram in the sights for a single-season interception record with 10.
Yeah, and it's hard to find DBs that are going to catch the ball consistently. When you get one, it's a nice day. But when you get two, it's a great day. You got a guy ball hawking the football, finding it. Great big plays for this defense.
Well, not a great run there, but I think what the coaching staff is trying to do is they're trying to help out their quarterback. He's thrown interceptions on each of his last 2 drives. So the best way to try to settle him down is to get the running game established. But I think the defense is aware of that right now, loading the box. Everybody up front is ready for the run.
Trying play action. Gets rid of it. All kinds of room to throw that one in there. And a little more space, open up that playbook even more as they pick up the first down out to the 30. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. To the air on first down. And here's the 3rd interception of the night. Picked up a few extra on that return, but what a play by this defense to get the football.
Turnover margin always goes such a long way in deciding who wins the football game. Interception number 3, that is no bueno. Got to take care of the football. Can't keep putting your defense in a bad position, putting them on the field time and time again.
From the shotgun, the inside give. And this one will be stopped for no gain.
Great job of contained by this defense. And in order to do that, the end man on the line of scrimmage defensively has got to be able to set the point and force the football back into traffic. And that's exactly what happened.
Time winding down in the quarter as they come to the line. Dropping back, it's Russell. Got out of trouble and throws. Quickly complete. He hauled that one in and got it down to the 15-yard line. It has been all defense all the time in the early going as we wrap up the first quarter, and the stats certainly reflect that. Let's see if the offenses can find a little rhythm here in the second. So they'll go back to work after changing into the field. Caught in the backfield, it's Talkin. And he'll make his way out of bounds after the solid pickup.
I like the decision by the quarterback here. Just get the ball out of your hands, get it to your playmaker. A lot of times they'll dance and make even bigger plays than he did here, but it was still a positive game.
Going to work on 2nd down in the red zone, and still some ground to cover to pick up that first down. Lets it go to the end zone. Touchdown, Crimson Tide. Fired in from the red zone for the score.
Can't start a game any better than that. Defense gets the stop, gives it back to the offense. You march down the field, you score. They're in a great rhythm now on both sides of the ball.
And he puts through the extra point. Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. Here's the return from inside his 10. he was hoping for something a little more dynamic, that they get him on the ground at the 20. Comes the offense. They're trying to put something, anything together to get that goose egg off the scoreboard, down 7-0. Not much there. Picks up a couple to the 22.
And what's the closest guy to the football, man? It's those defensive tackles, and those guards and centers have to work together. You got to get those guys and get some movement. They don't on this play, and the big fella eats. Nowhere to go. When you run into him, you usually meet the ground.
Got 3 on first down at 2nd and 7. Moore will throw. Looking down the middle. It's complete. Stiff arm gets him loose. He's into the open down the middle. And he got away from the defense and takes it in. Touchdown, Ducks!
One of the reasons this offense is so exciting to watch, they've got guys that are dangerous after the catch. And if this quarterback gets through his progression, David, gets you in stride, these guys will take it to the house.
Man, it's your job to do the rest, right? You hit me in stride where I don't have to stop running. I don't have to break down. It makes it so easy, the connection between quarterback, wide receiver. You can tell this is a good one, and that's why they got 6 on that play.
And they did tack on the extra point. This offense prides itself on going after you, and they did with that long touchdown pass to finish off a 2-play drive. They're set to kick it off, and this crowd now ready to get behind them. He'll bring it out. It's Williams. Not nearly as much as he'd hoped when he brought it out in the end zone. He'll be stopped at the 15. Here. Strong run to get it out to the 21-yard line. They pick up of 6.
Love to see this on offense. Early in drives, getting that kind of yardage keeps you ahead of the chains.
Alabama with a multitude of options on 2nd and short. To the air, it's Russell. Rushes on him. And this one's not working. He'll just throw it away.
A nice job by the quarterback there. You're outside the pocket. Nobody's open, so you throw the ball away knowing that you still have more chances to get this first down. Dangerous guy on the field with the ball in his hands. Did you see that guy and his ability in the open field once he picked it off? There was nobody on offense even coming close to getting that guy down. What an athlete.
They're lining up to kick it off after the pick 6, and that defense will come out feeling it. Looking for block. And the coverage team gets the returner on the ground. Here comes that Alabama offense. They find themselves trailing by a touchdown and a chance on this drive to even the score. And he was fortunate not to lose yardage on that play, able to wedge it back to the line of scrimmage.
And just a great job by the defense being stout, right? That's your job. Be stout up front, stuff in the run play, make them get in more passing situations, but do not let them run the football. That's 101. Stop the run first.
Didn't get much on first down. It's 2nd and 9. Pulls it in. It's Williams. He's got enough for the first down. They'll spot it at the 37.
This slot receiver gives defensive coordinators nightmares. You have got to double him virtually on every pass play. He better have safety help over top. Otherwise, this guy's a threat to score every time they throw the ball.
And they can't make the connection.
I don't know if the quarterback got confused on first down. He might have thought the defense was going to be in man coverage that time, but they were in zone. They fooled him and just didn't seem like he had his eyes in the right place, was forcing that ball to his intended target. The window way too small. The guy was not open, so that didn't have that chance to be complete.
Back to throw. It's Russell. Under fire. And he was drilled just as he released the pass. It's incomplete.
And this offensive line's got to do a little better job, man. You've got to give your quarterback time to go through his progressions, from go to 1 to 2, and then maybe make a play. And he goes off of his first target, and you can tell he did not have much time getting hit as he's trying to throw the football. You've got to protect your quarterback.
The Crimson Tide looking for a big play to convert on 3rd down. Wants to keep it in the air. Talkin breaking down. And man, oh man, he is in the dark tonight. His 4th interception. Touchdown Ducks! How about this defense taking one back to the house? Look, a lot of time left. There's a little bit of distance right now being put on the scoreboard.
There is. That's so awesome when you're a defense and you study all week about what's coming and what routes to be ready for, and then you jump the route and you make the plays and you just go get in that end zone. It is so beautiful.
They drag him down at the 22. He gambled for the big return out of the end zone and came up a little short. Tide offense rolls onto the field. This is when the pressure can ramp up a little bit on an offense, David, when they start feeling the heat to answer a score.
And I think being down 14, you can kind of feel that way. But, dude, if you put a good drive together, this is a 7-point game, so Palmer, no need to panic.
I was just going to say, David, I mean, this thing can flip quick. You go down, score, all of a sudden your defense gets a stop, or who knows, better yet, gets a turnover. This game is entirely different.
Big play out of the gate to start this drive, and here they come again. Got his man on the outside. And a good job in coverage there as they stop it after just a few. Alabama quickly back to the line. To the air, it's Simpson. A shot for the end zone. Intercepted. A first half turnover can swing momentum. He goes down after the short return. But what a play to get the football back. No reason to be in a big rush. They have some time here late in the half. Leaves it with the running back. And the defense was just daring them to throw over the top, and the offense didn't, and they got stuffed.
And this offense doesn't have much space to go backwards anymore. They've given that up, man. You got to be physical. You got to find a way to get this ball out of the area of your own end zone. You don't want to flirt with the safety, and that means being physical and getting your back downhill, not going backwards.
They got nothing on the last play. It's 2nd and 10. He might want another play. From his end zone, trying to loosen up this D. That's caught. It's Benson. And he goes out of bounds after a nice pickup on that one. The Ducks line up, trying to move the sticks on 3rd and short. They'll try to get the first through the air. Caught near the sticks. It's Moore. And he picked up the first down, but he will remember the price he paid after that hit. The Ducks come to the line with a new set of downs. Moore to the air. Showing the arm strength to the left. He's got it on the outside. And what a huge chunk play for this offense. Just exactly what you need to move the ball down the field.
The offense is finding success throwing this guy's way. He just had a massive, massive play, his longest catch of the game. And I think if you're on offense, you got to keep looking this guy's way. He's now starting to prove that he's eating his guy alive in coverage, and he needs more touches.
And you want to run the football. That's okay. You'll take some of these. But if they start to add up down the road, obviously, you might want to think about airing it out.
Didn't get much on 1st down. It's 2nd and 9. Looking to fire. I don't think that's the way they drew it up. Incomplete. They're close enough for a makeable field goal from the 26, but they'd love to convert this 3rd and long. From the gun, wants to pass. Fires to the middle. And it's his 4th interception of the game.
And that's a frustrating play right there. Like, the protection was really, really good. Jesse, quarterback holds on to the football, has time, and then makes a critical mistake over the middle of the field.
And he's just staring his guy down for way too long. There was the defender that had a beat on him from the get-go, and he makes him pay. That's a mistake you don't expect to see the quarterback make.
Use the play fake, now to throw. Makes the catch, it's Bernard. Breaks into the open. Powers through. And he'll have enough for the 1st down at the 42.
That's what's so scary about this offense. They've got guys in the perimeter that can change the game in one single play, and you saw it right there. Too much speed on the perimeter to create that explosive play.
On the move to the right and looking for a big one. And the physical play there forces the incompletion on 1st down.
My job is to make sure that ball comes loose. And I got to go through that guy, use my shoulder pad, drive my feet, really, really be physical, because he bobbles it at all. Or as soon as his hand gets to the ball, you can tell the difference when that body jerks forward and that ball starts to come loose and pop.
Nice pickup there. Gets him the 1st down and sets him up at the 45-yard line. Back to pass, it's Simpson. Throws to the wideout. Complete to the left. He's down at the 27. They can stop the clock, and this is a 1st down. Alabama pushing the tempo. Wants to throw on 1st down. Unloads to the wideout. Got his man downfield. He found his man and zipped it in there, and they've got a 1st down in the red zone at the 11. We've got a timeout here late in the 1st half, and they'll try to get more points on the board before the break. Moments ago, Alabama was feeling the shadow of its own goalpost, and now the Tide generating momentum. Looking downfield on 1st down. They get enough rush, and it pays off. The sack at the 20. The offense calls timeout, and they won't have any more left this half. Running out of time here in the 1st half, they're going to have to be efficient to put some points on the board before the break. It's complete to the left. There he goes. They'll say he stepped out of bounds right at the 17.
Listen, nice completion, short game. Now you get to third down. Third down's more manageable. Guess what? If I don't get it on third down, I still got that fourth down on my clock. And nowadays, analytics, we're going 40 yards.
It is true as he puts 3 on the board. That cuts into the deficit. It's now 21-10. That late-in-the-half field goal always gives you a little boost going to the locker room, and they'll need to finish off these final few seconds and not allow them to answer. But see what he can get done from inside his own 15. Nice job executing all of the assignments as they put a stop to that return at the 22. They'll have just enough time to get one more snap before the half. The offense changing the play. The officials offer the deal, and the coach accepts it. They will take the penalty. That's going to do it here in the first half. Everybody stick with us. We'll head to halftime. Alabama ready to put a boot to it to start the second half. Fielded in the end zone, it's Whittington. Gets it out to the 20, about 5 yards short of where he'd be if he had just taken a knee in the end zone. The Ducks ready to go back to work on offense. They got plenty done through the air in the first half, and we'll see if they even need to look for balance as we start the third quarter.
Well, and I think defensively, you understand, like the running game isn't a big part of the plan. I wonder how they adjust and play more coverage to this pass-happy offense.
Yeah, so you're going to have to be ready if you're a quarterback, then. You're probably going to see some different coverages. You might see a little bit more blitz in the second half as well, so you have to know where your answers are.
Now the play fake. Pressure coming. Not quite in rhythm there. Incomplete. This defense has kept them backed up. Now one more stop and they can get off the field on 3rd and long. Wide receiver going in motion. Might be changing the route. On 3rd and long, try to convert through the air. They're working that left side. It's a game of first downs, and they've got one out to their own 37.
It's a nice play call there. You've got 2-possession lead. You're trying to keep the defense guessing, right? Because you've got that lead, they know you're going to run it, but you still have got to be able to sprinkle in some shot plays and some vertical throws. That was really, really good thinking on that last play call by the offense.
Hey, that's a great job executing the drag route. You just bring the big fella across the formation, wait for him to come open. The quarterback does a good job seeing him, finds him in the hole, hits him. Perfect job.
Moore to the air. Fires to the wideout. He's got an open man. Lowers those pads. Turning it on. And he eluded the defense, and he'll take it all the way. Touchdown, Oregon.
Quarterback's abilities to read the field is huge. And also the anticipation, the time to be able to throw the football, Jesse, and hit a guy in stride so he can get run after the catch and get in the end zone. That was a nice job by the quarterback.
Yeah, it's critical, David. Listen, a lot of times touchdown passes aren't thrown into the end zone. You've got to read the coverage, hit the open guy, and let him do the rest.
Coming out with it, it's Williams. That gamble did not pay off as they bring him down at the 12-yard line. opponent's exaggerating to say they're going to throw it over the top of the deep. Oh, he dropped it. That deep ball was right on the money. You just have to make that catch.
And that's a really good job by this defense being dialed in. You got a big lead. You know exactly what's coming. This offense is going to have to make some explosive plays down the field. They were ready, they were disciplined, and made a good play on the football.
Plenty of work to do here on 2nd and long. Couldn't connect on 1st down. Now back to the air. Catch in the middle. It's Horton. On the move at the 30. They finally get him on the ground, but he's got an explosive play for the 1st down. Alabama quickly back to the line.
All right, defense, you got to turn the page. Just gave up an explosive play through the air, but here comes the offense going quickly. You got to get lined up now.
Oh, he's going to try to hit him over the top. Intercepted to stop the threat. Taking it the other way. Finally brought down, but what a play, not only to get the football, but to flip the field position with the return.
And this guy's showing off his hands again, understanding where the football's going. He breaks on the football so quick, and guess what? He makes plays when he breaks on it. That's 2 interceptions here through 3/4 of a football.
Can't find a man, and he'll be knocked down at the 40.
Oftentimes with play action, you're asking the quarterback to hold on to the ball a bit longer, and you're asking this offensive line to hold up and pass pro a bit longer. Against this athletic front 7 on defense, it's going to be tough.
The play action fake. Oh, he's ready to take a shot. Oh, he had it. The deep ball was there, and it just trickled through his fingers.
You don't get a lot of chances like that in games, guys. Take shots downfield, and when you get open, you got to finish the play, and the wideout's going to wish he had that one back.
They've got some work to do on this 3rd and long from the 40. Moore will throw. Here comes the heat. That pass is well off target. He got hit as he was trying to throw, and they can't convert on 3rd down. And the Ducks will call on their punt team. The punters have had the day off up to this point. First one of the game.
I'm literally walking over to that guy. My man, thank you so much for saving my run. That could have been really, really bad. I could have been benched, but you got my back. Appreciate you, my man.
The last time they had it, now they have to take care of the football. Throws to the wideout. Just too much mustard on that one. Can't miss the target that badly.
And the quarterback threw that ball hard, too. And I know sometimes when you're throwing an in-breaking route, you want to get it to your receiver quickly. But when you try to strain and throw it harder, oftentimes your accuracy is what suffers. And you saw it there on the incompletion.
They're dealing with a 2nd and long. Wants to go up top. Unloads to the wideout. Got him downfield. Oh, he's got some space. The 20. He's at the 10. And he slipped through the crowd, and he'll house it. Touchdown tie.
And the defense has got to be kicking themselves. They had the offense pinned back so deep in their own end. It's one thing to give up a completion, but you can't let the receiver go the entire distance and score a touchdown. Bad job on the back end by the D.
Yeah, and the defense comes up with the stop, and you just wonder, the analytics world and all that stuff, that whatever the card says to do, you're supposed to do. I wonder if they were listening to that card.
That's why they call them the hands team. They're able to secure the onside kick. And Oregon has it back, and here comes the offense. After giving up that last touchdown, they still got the lead, but now feeling a little bit of pressure to answer with one of their own, David.
Man, it gets a little bit tight. Listen, we're getting later in the ball game. This offense punted last time. They got to find a few plays, Palmer, that they really love here. Steal some momentum back in this ball game.
They do, David, and after watching their defense just get gashed down the field that last drive, the dream drive for this offense would be to matriculate the ball down the field, eat up some clock, and finish it off with a touchdown.
Backed up now, here's 2nd and long. He wants to change this route. Moore to the air. Bringing the heat. Just too much of a rush, and down goes the quarterback just behind the midfield stripe at the 49.
And as quarterbacks, you've got to be aware of secondary pressure. You've got to know when these free safeties, they start creeping towards the line of scrimmage, that they might get involved. You've got to have an answer for it. The QB didn't have one that time.
On 3rd and long, he'll need to loosen up that arm. Marking the middle. His defense giving up ground as he's finally knocked down at the 26.
And it's on 3rd downs like this, if you want to attack the middle of the field, you got to look for the tight end. Really nice route. Great job looking that football in. You can tell this quarterback really has a lot of confidence when he's in the pocket looking for the big fella, and they're able to hook up there.
Looking to the big tight end. It's ball downfield. And they make the striking connection, and they've got it down to the 13-yard line, a red zone chance. The Ducks are moving quickly down the field. Looking to pass inside the red zone. Going for 6.